Tonight on The Edge, Fox 2 on the scene is the man accused of murdering his sister and her young son strolls out of court.
But yes, there he is right there walking over here. LaDamian, why? We want to know why.
Back up.
But there's more to this crime that'll make your stomach churn.
I think it's a distraction because the people I meet every day, this is not the first thing they think about or talk about.
Why Dearborn Heights is taking a step back from an Arabic police patch.
Make things safer? I mean, it depends on the tax.
The possible tax on tap to bring in big bucks for Detroit, but there's a catch.
Those stories and more right now. This is The Edge.
The Edge at 11. Start.
Breaking news tonight out of Commerce Township. At least one person is dead in a huge crash. This is at M5 and Pontiac Trail. The roads are shut down there. The crash involved several cars. We're working to find out the cause of this accident.
LaDamian, why? We want to know why.
Back up.
Do you have anything
Back up.
family?
Back up. Yeah.
Do you have anything to say?
Anything to say to your family?
Do you have anything to say?
Anything to say? They want to know why.
Very rare to see that. The Redford man who allegedly murdered his sister and her 12-year-old son didn't have much to say as he walked out of court. Chilling new details tonight about the suspected killer, LaDamian Hill. Hazel Park police say his family couldn't find him on Monday after Linda Hill and her son Cardi Jackson had their throats slashed. Later that day, family told police the suspect walked into the home saying, "Forgive me," then laid naked in his dead sister's bed for 5 to 15 minutes before leaving.
We never saw it coming. Now, it's a possibility that they say he was on some kind of drug, right? I didn't know he was on drugs, but it's a possibility that he was on some kind of drugs because it's hard to fathom why he would, he would hug his sister. He would always come in the house and say, "Where's folk at?"
What was it like seeing him in court today?
Different, because it's not him. That's not how he act. He couldn't make eye contact. He wasn't himself. This is his mama. How you come look at your mama and say nothing?
Hill pleaded not guilty to first-degree murder charges. He'll stay behind bars until he's back in court. Dearborn Heights scrapping an Arabic police patch, at least for now. The city's mayor saying the mock-up should not have been released yet. The Dearborn Heights Police Officers Association calling out the police chief, saying his actions may have put officers in harm's way. Many folks online blasted the patch, but others we talked to were all for it. No matter where you stand, it's sparking controversy tonight. Fox 2's Lauren Edwards has been tracking this for us. And what do you got for us, Lauren?
Jessica, I can tell you we've been out here for hours all evening talking to people, many not wanting to go on camera to talk about this, but telling us off camera that they are upset at specifically how it unfolded. We did speak with one politician who says that, you know what, there are much bigger issues. You might have seen him on the Pulse with Roop Raj, but let's take a look at this patch so we can go over just how we got exactly to this point. Now, as you can see, it says Dearborn Heights at the top of it. Underneath it, Dearborn Heights again, but in Arabic. And this was posted a few days ago on the Dearborn Heights Police Department's Facebook page, and it was meant to, quote, reflect and honor diversity of our community. And Fox 2 has learned that the creator wanted it to be an optional patch for Ramadan. And immediately, though, people reacted. They had a lot to say, not so much of it good, calling it controversial, and the comment section was definitely disabled. Friday taken down. And also on Friday, Mayor Bazzi of Dearborn Heights stated online that the patch was actually an idea and, quote, should not have been presented as an official prototype, that multiple police stakeholders should have been included in larger discussions. Now, Fox 2 spoke with Ahmed Ghanim, a Democrat running for Congress, and he says, you know what, no matter your political leanings, people are facing much bigger challenges.
AI, for example, we're facing problems that our kids might not find jobs. We are facing huge problem right now with young people cannot afford to buy their own home or even afford the rent. Grocery is getting out of hand, the prices. And healthcare is a big problem. We've been talking about it for the past 50 years, and we've done nothing. So in order for us to leave all these important issues that we face every single day in our life and talk about the badge and talk about the word, I think this is not for the interest of anyone.
Now, the Dearborn Heights Police Officers Association, they released a statement as well saying that it was the chief who posted it and they considered his actions to be, quote, reckless, and that it was also intended to be not just a partial option, that they were supposed to be a year-round option, that all officers were supposed to wear it. And they said that immediately some officers felt segregated. If you want to read both of those statements or just learn more about the controversy going on here in Dearborn Heights, just head to fox2detroit.com. Reporting live here in Dearborn Heights, Lauren Edwards on The Edge.
Sources telling me that the officer that actually created this patch is getting a lot of heat right now. Important to underscore that the initial intention was to have it for a month, not all year long, and then it kind of just took a life of its own, right, Lauren?
Absolutely. You know, one thing I found out, Jessica, is that talking to multiple people, everyone has sort of a different narrative of how this came about. And a few people did tell us off camera, it was just how it unfolded that had so many people concerned. But again, this all just needs to be deeply investigated.
And we'll follow it. Thank you so much, Lauren.
Thank you.
Well, the next time you go to see your favorite band or cheer on the pride of Detroit, you might see an extra fee on your ticket. And no, this isn't one of those convenience fees. This is a new kind of tax. It's all part of the city's research into finding new forms of funding. Fox 2's Dave Kinchin joins us live downtown. You're aptly positioned right now in front of all the places where this could affect those tickets.
Yeah, you know, there's a lot of big events that would be affected by this. Some say this would be the city looking to get in its share of these big events, and this all started after City Council commissioned a study that brought in an organization that looks at how other cities seek to raise money, like cities like Cleveland and Portland, other places looking to bring in money to fund city operations. Experts say money from an event ticket tax might allow the city to cut property taxes and foot the bill that comes with hosting big concerts and sporting events. The group Citizens Research Council of Michigan did a study and says a tax on admissions to Detroit entertainment venues and sporting events could generate up to $50 million. A member of the council, city council, tells me it's certainly one idea to raise the needed revenues to cover various expenses. Here's what the president of that research firm says the money would be used for.
Most other cities dedicate it to public safety or to infrastructure, to youth sports programs, things like that. We could imagine Detroit doing something like that. We also in the paper talk about putting part of it aside in a fund to help the Detroit Sports Commission. So that would help to bring in the next Super Bowl, the next NCAA tournament games, things like that.
And of course, we've been actually running a poll all night to see what viewers think. Would you pay more money for a ticket if a ticket was more expensive with that fee on it? A big thing we don't know what percentage that tax would hit at. We do know, and I talked to Mary Waters as city councilwoman at large. She said that it's really up to the legislature to first enact this, and then city council would come in. But right now, they're studying this whole thing now, so no immediate movement, but something city leaders are looking at. Reporting live downtown, Dave Kinchin on The Edge.
Yeah, going back to that poll, would a tax like this be a deal breaker? About 75%, 77% right now say that it would be a deal breaker. I think part of the problem is, Dave, and you're a big music guy, it's all those hidden fees that we're already paying. It's kind of a fatigue at this point.
Yeah, we talk about that on the Rock of Nations Classic Rock podcast about tickets and fees and this and that, especially after the pandemic. A lot of venues really getting in on some of that money too. So could it dissuade some people? Maybe, but we did talk with people tonight who say, you know, they're for public safety. They like where the city's going right now. And they say more public safety and infrastructure support would be a good thing.
Sure. Thanks so much.
Yep.
Well, what a difference a week makes. We were just enjoying temps in the 80s, but over the next few days, you might see temps in the 40s, which is crazy to say, but we're edging towards that fall time of year, Stephanie.
We certainly are, and it's going to feel a little bit more like October here across the state of Michigan instead of September. Temps are already in the 50s. There are a few spots pretty close to 40. In Lansing, you're at 50 degrees right now, 59 in Detroit. Winds are a lot calmer, still a westerly component there, so we're dealing with that brief chill at the moment. We have a few sprinkles up north, but that for right now is going to stay north of us. Temps tonight will continue to fall through the 50s. Tomorrow, we should top out in the upper 60s. So although it's not going to be as warm as today, it's still going to feel nice and refreshing. We do have that opportunity for a stray sprinkle, and we'll get into timing on that here in just a few seconds. If you have plans to head out to East Lansing tomorrow for the Michigan State game, kickoff is at 7:30. It's going to be cool. Temps will be in the middle 50s. We do see another nice day come Sunday. That stray sprinkle chance, again, still in there. It's not going to be all day. There's going to be a window between 1 and like 5 o'clock where we see that opportunity for a stray sprinkle. 68 by Sunday. By Monday, temps are going to continue to trend warmer. We'll touch near 70 degrees, and that's the beginnings of a nice warming trend for us here across the state. Near seasonal temperatures, I think, as we head through next week. Dry and quiet once we bypass this weekend. Now, here's that stray sprinkle chance. Note here, 5 o'clock tomorrow. As we head through the day on Sunday, it's almost identical, where we have that afternoon light sprinkle chance, nothing to cancel plans over. Temps will be in the 70s as we head into next week, if not approaching 80 by Wednesday, and then our next chance of rain possibly by Friday.